1800 tomorrow night. I want you on that train.
Thank you.
6 o'clock, Linda. If you're not there, I have to leave without you.
Melanie Griffith is a secretary who becomes a spy alongside Michael Douglas in Shining Through, one of the new movies we'll be reviewing this week on Siskel and Ebert. And we'll also take a look at the career of Sean Young, the actress whose controversial new film is Love Crimes. I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times.
Yeah, I think they've been picking on Sean Young too much, and we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune, and our first film is called Shining Through, an old-fashioned World War II melodrama that is a better love story than a fighting the Nazis espionage story. The best part of the film is the opening verbal byplay between would-be employee Melanie Griffith and her tough, mysterious boss-to-be, Michael Douglas.
You stand up and turn around, please.
Why should I do that?
Because you want the job. And I asked you to. It's a test I like to give.
Well, I'll take it sitting down.
Griffith, of course, is hired, and in a 1940s version of Working Girl, she becomes a great employee, figuring out that her boss is a spy for America.
How do you know all these things?
I might be a better spy than you are.
Where Shining Through goes wrong is when Griffith, the daughter of a Jewish father, decides she wants to spy on the Nazis too. Some corny dialogue here.
I want you to taste my strudel, the way my grandmother taught me to make it, and my apple compote. She taught me to cook German style, the way my grandfather likes it. And I could cook for 50 if I had to. 5 courses, the way they do it in Berlin. And on nights when they didn't have people over, I could bring tea and strudel up to the Drescher's study and put a little schnapps in the tea so that Horst and Hedda would get tired and could retire early, and I could be left alone in the study to clean up. This is not about you and me, damn it. I want to do something important with my life.
Eventually, she does go to Germany, and in scene after scene that seems false, she worms her way into the Nazi high command, working as a nanny. That try my strudel line is really kind of silly. The problem is, it doesn't work anymore, I don't think, to make a melodrama about World War II in general and the Nazis in particular. We know too much about that era. A movie without some real bite on those subjects can really come across as trivial. Now, I did like the chemistry between Michael Douglas and Melanie Griffith, so I guess what I felt at the end of Shining Through is a wish to see these two actors cast one more time together, but in a much more substantial movie.
You know, I kept trying to tell myself it was only a movie and I should try to enjoy it and suspend my disbelief a little bit. But how many, just as a general question, Gene, I don't know if you have an answer for this or not, how many times do you think an English-speaking spy could go into Nazi Germany and come out again by the ploy of pulling out a card saying, wounded war veteran, can't speak, and pointing at a blood-stained bandage around his throat? Yeah. How many times do you think that would work before somebody would catch you?
Do you know what I'm talking about, where this period of time, you can't play it this light?
Yeah, it's not dinner parties and serving the soup at the wrong temperature and being fired as the cook and then being hired as a nanny. You know, last week you were complaining that nobody would have hired that nanny in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle without a better interview. How much better chance do you think that a complete stranger would have of becoming the nanny to a top Nazi officer who lets her walk around the house while he has all the rocket plans in the basement? Pretty slim chance, I think.
Yeah, it's not very likely.